okay? For instance, you'll see a guy headlining at the Spear. They probably be getting a couple of $1 million. But you'll see a guy on the undercard of a big show probably making more money than that guy.
Floyd, I saw a thing this morning, him talking about keeping his money clean, stuffing hundreds of thousands of dollars in a plastic bag. These guys don't need money. A lot of times when you get these great champions fighting well past their prime, it's to make cash.
Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too.
Terence Crawford calls out Floyd Mayweather for chasing fights purely for money. Crawford makes it clear he has no desire to face Mayweather and never even thought about fighting him. He believes these kinds of matchups aren't about proving greatness but simply about building hype for massive paydays. In Crawford's view, Mayweather is more focused on money than competition, choosing exhibition fights after retirement. He states that while Mayweather had his time, this era belongs to him, and he won't let money-driven demands take away from what he has already accomplished in boxing.
Bro, keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever, keep it real, boss, keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll beat this.
But you capping, bro. I don't even thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll beat his ass. Never. That's some hate type shit to me.
Like plotting.
I ain't never been that type of person ever.
Critics claim Floyd Mayweather's recent boxing appearances are less about legacy and more about financial gain. Once praised for his defensive genius and flawless record, Mayweather has now turned to exhibition fights that bring huge paychecks but little sporting significance. Analysts point out how he frequently flaunts his wealth, implying he doesn't even need these bouts for income, yet still takes them on. As a result, many believe his post-retirement focus is entirely on money-making ventures rather than genuine competition, leaving some fans disappointed with how his career has evolved.
Floyd, I saw a thing this morning, him talking about keeping his money clean, stuffing hundreds of thousands of dollars in a plastic bag. These guys don't need money. A lot of times when you get these great champions fighting well past their prime, it's to make cash. We see it a lot. These two don't seem to need the money. So I don't understand the need to do this. When talked about it, Mike Tyson said, I still can't believe Floyd wants to really do this. It's going to be detrimental to his health, but he wants to do it. So it's signed and it's happening. Hey, when Mike fought Jake Paul, a lot was made of him being 58 years old. He's in tremendous shape. I mean, I saw him, and even in there, right? He couldn't get going at the rate that he expected, but early, he was fighting like Mike Tyson. Floyd Mayweather's much younger, but he's so much smaller. So I get why Mike is like, yo, I don't know what this dude wants to do. Because there was a world where no one would ever thought that those guys would end up in the ring together. And again, they don't need money. I imagine.
Former world champion Timothy Bradley has been vocal about the hypothetical clash between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. He argues that Mayweather has historically struggled with southpaws, and Crawford's versatile style would present major challenges. Bradley insists Crawford has the tools Floyd can't handle: switch hitting, precise timing, and adaptability in the ring. He downplays Mayweather's untouchable reputation, claiming Crawford's dynamic approach would crack his defense. Bradley even goes as far as saying Mayweather isn't that great against fighters like Crawford, further igniting debates among fans on both sides.
But Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too. He will beat him too. He got everything it takes to beat Floyd. Floyd struggled in the first half against Zab Judah. Zab Judah, a damn terrific fighter, but he ain't no damn Terence Crawford. Especially from the southpaw position. Floyd didn't like fighting southpaws. Floyd reached with that right hand. You think he's gonna reach against one of the best back foot counterpunchers in the game? He gonna reach with that right hand against Crawford? He gonna get slept reaching with that back hand. The way he reaches with that. That level change backhand he throws too. Man, that pull jab he does too. That ain't gonna work. That is not gonna work. Floyd got a 72-inch reach. Yeah, he had quickness, fast reflexes. However, Crawford got all of that too. He got all of that too. And he got a 75-inch reach. Great counter puncher. Can concentrate all night. Can put pressure on Floyd. He can even invite Floyd in. Yep, I noticed. Floyd's not having success. He started to step on the gas. That's what he do. And he gonna run into problems with Crawford because Crawford hits harder than him. Crawford is the most complete fighter that I've ever witnessed in real life.
On the other hand, many analysts argue it's unfair to compare Crawford with Mayweather. They point out that Floyd's resume is stacked with elite opponents, while Crawford hasn't faced the same level of competition throughout his career. From this perspective, the comparisons lack balance, as Crawford's accomplishments, though remarkable, don't yet carry the historical weight of Mayweather's. These voices emphasize that Mayweather's greatness is already secured, while Crawford is still building his legacy and shouldn't be placed on the same pedestal too soon.
Like Bud is the second coming of Mayweather, y'all got the game fucked up. Mayweather actually didn't get hit. Bud gets hit by dudes that, like, who on Bud's resume is an equivalent of someone on Floyd's resume? So that's it right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, Floyd not getting hit by elites, Bud getting hit by non-elites, and somehow y'all think Canelo not about to...
Boxing commentator Showbiz the Adult offered a bold take, arguing that Terence Crawford deserves to be ranked above Mayweather for one key reason. He pointed to Crawford's victory over Canelo Alvarez, emphasizing that Floyd, despite his greatness, would never have taken such a risky fight the way Crawford did. Showbiz notes that Crawford moved up in weight to face a dangerous opponent in his prime, while Mayweather was far more calculated in selecting opponents and timing fights to his advantage. According to him, that willingness to take risks elevates Crawford's legacy beyond Mayweather's carefully managed career, challenging the idea of Floyd being untouchable in boxing history.
Greater than Floyd Mayweather, or better than Floyd Mayweather. Greater is a little bit different. Greater is impact, resume, all that shit, but better. Terence Bud Crawford, after what he did last night, is better than Floyd Mayweather because there is no way Floyd Mayweather would attempt to do that crazy shit. See, that's the insane Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvelous Marvin Hagler after being gone for 5 years type shit. Never being at middleweight, first fight at middleweight, being against Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Terence Bud Crawford never been a middleweight shit. The most he's been is super welterweight, and he was only there once. And he's fighting at 168 against one of the greatest super middleweights of all time, one of the greatest middleweights of all time, pound for pound, one of the greatest fighters of all time, reigning undisputed champion at super middleweight. That is unheard of, and that's something that Floyd Mayweather wouldn't even do.
Interestingly, Terence Crawford has expressed frustration with the constant comparisons to Floyd Mayweather. He has made it clear he has no interest in fighting Floyd, stressing that Mayweather had his era in a different time. Crawford insists this era belongs to him, and fans should focus on the accomplishments he's making now rather than looking back. While he acknowledges Floyd's greatness, he believes legacies shouldn't overlap. In his view, the obsession with matching him against Mayweather is unfair, since Floyd is retired and past his prime, while Crawford is still in the midst of building his dominance.
With your legacy to Floyd Mayweather, how do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah, we ain't going up that much.
Now,
Danny Garcia, a fighter who has faced top competition himself, offered a diplomatic take when asked who would win between Mayweather and Crawford. Rather than picking a side, Garcia suggested the fight would most likely end in a draw. He explained that Floyd's defensive brilliance combined with Crawford's offensive versatility could neutralize each other in the ring. Garcia's view highlights the respect both fighters command, as many believe their skills are so evenly matched that even a hypothetical showdown might not deliver a definitive winner. His stance added yet another layer to the ongoing debate between fans of both champions.
Crawford has the tools to beat him. He has the long arms. He switches lefty and righty, but Floyd was pinpoint accuracy, tremendous defense. I just think whoever at 147, That's tough. I don't know. A draw.
Okay, what about Oscar De La Hoya and Crawford at 54?
Oh man, Oscar was a hell of a fighter, man. I think they could beat each other. To be honest, I think Oscar could beat him. Oscar's a hell of a fighter. He got great jab, good footwork. Oscar was a tremendous fighter. I feel like people really overlook his resume. He's an Olympic gold medalist. That's the hardest thing probably to get. It's harder than the world title.
Former world champion Shane Mosley believes Floyd Mayweather's size would be his biggest disadvantage against Terence Crawford. Mosley argues that while Floyd is technically brilliant, he would be too small to handle Crawford's power, reach, and versatility. He suggests Mayweather's defensive style could be offset by Crawford's stance switching and ability to control the ring with physical advantages. To Mosley, that's the key difference. Floyd excelled against opponents closer to his size, but against a naturally bigger, stronger Crawford, the gap would be too much. His remarks underscore how size, not just skill, becomes a crucial factor in fantasy matchups.
Differences with Terence Crawford, and I have ethical issues with Terence Crawford in the way that he negotiated certain things and certain things went down. However, at this point in his career, and I really believe since he's at 135 pounds, there's no questioning the greatness and how terrific a fighter he is. So after he beats Canelo Alvarez and becomes the undisputed champion in his third weight division, people start asking the question of whether or not he's better than Floyd Mayweather Jr. And I think that is a fair question. And the reason that I say that is because they're the same size. They're the same size. They fought by and large in the same weight classes, and dominated right after one another. Really, there was the period of Andre Ward in between them. I would love to throw Andre Ward in the conversation, but I don't think that the comparison is as clean and easy to make between Terence Crawford and Andre Ward as it is between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather Jr. Just again, because of the similarity in the weight classes that they fought in. So when Shane Mosley chimed in and talked about the two, my ears perked up. Perked up because if you recall, Shane Mosley was the one that gave Floyd Mayweather Jr. his most dangerous fight, without a doubt. His most dangerous fight, the one where Shane Mosley landed on Floyd Mayweather 2 times and rocked him in the first round. Shane was an older fighter.
Showbiz The Adult added nuance to the Crawford-Mayweather debate by addressing the comparisons directly. He pointed out that Crawford's win over Canelo has fueled talk of his legacy being on par with, or even surpassing, Floyd's. However, he warned against oversimplifying the discussion, noting that legacies can't be defined by a single fight. While Crawford's victory was historic, Floyd's career represents decades of dominance across multiple weight divisions. According to Showbiz, a fair comparison requires examining consistency, level of opposition, and long-term impact on the sport. His balanced perspective recognizes Crawford's greatness while still respecting Mayweather's established legacy.
To my Mount Rushmore. My Mount Rushmore is best boxers. Greatest is different. Greatest is impact. Now you're talking Floyd Mayweather, you're talking Muhammad Ali, you're talking, all those guys, Sugar Ray Robinson, everybody. But this is best. And sadly, when it comes to the heavyweight division, just by nature, the little guys are the better guys, okay? Not only are they better skill-wise, they have more opportunity to do greater things. Because they're small, they can go up weight classes, they can kind of test themselves more. The heavyweight division is at the top of the mountain, all right? So they're the badasses of the badasses. You kind of go up to them, but they can't push themselves up much more, except for within their weight class, they fight a very big guy or whatnot.
Trainer Stephen "Breadman" Edwards offered a refreshing perspective on the debate. He urged fans and media to stop forcing comparisons and allow Crawford to enjoy his recent success. Breadman stressed that Crawford's victory over Canelo was a once-in-a-lifetime achievement that deserves celebration without constantly dragging Mayweather's name into it. He also criticized the immaturity in discussions where people pit fighters against each other unnecessarily. In his view, Floyd is retired and shouldn't even be part of the conversation. Instead, the spotlight should remain on Crawford's accomplishments, giving him full credit without overshadowing them with endless debates.
Man, I don't really want to compare them right now, Hans, if we seeing everything that's going on with Floyd and Roy. You know what I mean? And, you know, they competitive guys. Next thing you know, Bud and Floyd will be mad at each other, man, and wanting to fight because people is like putting them against each other. Let's just enjoy the moment. I don't know. It's a close fight. You know, it's things Floyd do better. It's things that Bud do better. But I'd rather not say, because I'm not going to just lie and just say nothing, like, and make up something just to, I got my opinion on, you know, how the fight will go, and, you know, but I think we should just let the man enjoy his great moment. He's a great fighter. And I see a lot of immature stuff, and I don't like the way things is going with Floyd and Roy. They two guys that a lot of the younger guys look up to, and they taking shots at each other in the media because of the who's better and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I just want to see Bud enjoy his moment. And, you know, unfortunately, they didn't fight. You know, they could have made, they kind of two different eras, though. Even though they was fighting at the same time, Floyd kind of was doing his different thing over there with PBC, and Bud's a lot young, about 10 years younger than him. So it didn't happen, and we got to just live.
The boxing world remains split, and the debate rages on. Many fans believe Terence Crawford would beat Floyd Mayweather, pointing to the risks he's taken and the challenges he's overcome, most notably moving up in weight to defeat Canelo Alvarez. Others argue Floyd's undefeated record and defensive brilliance can't be ignored. The reality may be that both fighters are great in their own right, representing different eras and different philosophies of the sport. This ongoing debate highlights just how deeply both men have influenced boxing, each leaving behind a legacy that continues to spark admiration and endless arguments.
I used to think that the size difference was too much, that Canelo Alvarez was like, man, how are they going to do this? He's 168, Terence Crawford's 147. But seeing what I've seen from Canelo Alvarez and seeing what I've seen from Terence Crawford, and while Terence Crawford didn't look great in his last fight, he looked awesome against Errol Spence. But to me, Terence Crawford is as good as they come. He's another all-time great. He's a legend. He's one of the best that I've seen from a pound-for-pound standpoint. But to me, Terence Crawford, he's older, but a lot less wear and tear. He turned pro in 2008, but he has 41 fights to his name. Canelo Alvarez is 63. Canelo Alvarez also has taken more shots, has been in more wars, quote unquote, whereas Terence Crawford was just beating everybody's ass for a very long time. And almost all of his fights have been one-sided. And two, I think Terence Crawford's going to beat him in September. I don't know how.
Crawford's victory over Canelo Alvarez is widely seen as the moment that solidified his greatness. Jumping up 2 weight classes to face one of the era's most dominant champions was considered a bold and dangerous move. Yet Crawford managed it with precision and composure. The fight showed he is not only highly skilled but also fearless, willing to test himself in ways few fighters dare. Analysts believe this triumph pushed him into the conversation of all-time greats. For Crawford, the win is more than just another mark on his record. It defines his legacy as a risk-taker who rose to the challenge and prevailed.
To become the new, undisputed super middleweight champion and achieving GOAT status of his era. A lot of people are wondering now, what could be the next step for Terence Bud Crawford? And to be honest with you, there's a couple options. The great man himself did state a move to middleweight division could be his next step. And of course, a certain someone caught wind of this. With this interview, Jana Beck posted this with 2 emojis with a thumbs up and an A-OK. And to be honest with you guys, I would love this matchup here. I mean, Jana Beck is one of the most feared and avoided boxers in the entire game today. And look, stylistically, this could be an absolute epic matchup. I mean, the boxing IQ and thunderous power in Jana Beck versus the GOAT himself. Who wouldn't want to see that? But of course, there are rumors that Carlos Adames could be Jana Beck's next opponent, and that could be a huge unification to see who's the top dog at 160. But after that, who knows, man? And of course, the next option could be the rematch between Saul Canelo Alvarez. And for me, I would absolutely love to see this. I mean, the first time round was absolutely amazing to see Terence Bud Crawford achieve greatness. But to do it again, guys, who wouldn't want to see this? And to be honest with you, it could be even bigger than the first time round. Or option 3, in my opinion, could be retirement. I mean, what he's achieved in the game is absolutely unbelievable. Undisputed, not once, not twice, but 3 times. And defeating the guy, the man himself, Saul Canelo Alvarez, to achieve that. What more is there to achieve at this point right now, guys, honestly? But look, knowing Bud, I'm pretty sure retirement is out of the question. Well, at least for now. But after what he's achieved, no one can question what he decides to do next. And look, guys, for me, even if his next move is to go to middleweight, best believe I'll be there to watch it, guys. But guys, what's your thoughts about all this? And what do you think Terence Crawford should...
That wraps up today's video. Stay tuned, and we'll catch you next time.